So we are taking some time to catch up with Anya, who has been part of our coaching up to recently, over the last year, year and a half. First of all, give us a little bit of an introduction to Anya.
So I'm Anya. I'm from Belfast. My job role is a tech consultant. So I spend most of my days sitting down at a computer screen. I have been with Ashley, as he said, for a year and a half. Probably one of the best things I've ever done.
We'll get into that. We're going to get into all of that. So we'll, in terms of before you come on, let's start off before you came in working with us. Okay, give us a little bit of an overview of what you were doing previous to coming into us. Things that you've done in the past, things you've tried training wise, nutrition wise. Bit of background on that.
I came from a transformational kind of style diet. I was always in the gym. I was absolutely hammering it every day of the week, weight training, loads and loads of cardio, eating next to nothing. I think our first check-in, it was like something like 1,100 calories. Those days are well gone. Wasn't really getting anything from it. Wasn't happy with how I looked. Yeah.
What were the kind of things that you were struggling with? Nutrition wise, how you look, confidence wise?
It was just kind of, so I obviously, the transformational diet worked in that I lost weight, but I that's exactly what I done. I lost weight, I didn't get into shape. So it was putting in the graft and not seeing any results, basically. It was just frustrating.
Yeah, even on top of the transformational kind of diet programs that you've done, what else had you sort of tried in the past, or was that your first sort of taste of things?
Well, I think, oh God, what other things did I try? I tried booty. I did keto for a while. I tried everything in the book. Every fad going, Anya was on the bandwagon.
Yeah, so you've done a lot of things. You've done this sort of typical 12-week diet plan, chicken, broccoli, rice transformation. You've done the booty things. You've done the keto things, and probably numerous other things, but none of those, like, just to give people a bit of background, like you were around like 110 pounds whenever we first initially spoke. And you've sort of been in the fat loss mindset in terms of trying to always lose pounds, believing that was the only way to change your physique, to get leaner, etc., which a lot of people get stuck into. We jumped on. I remember us speaking on the call and stuff at that time, and I sort of was like, the polar opposite, you need to do X, Y, and Z. What was the sort of thing for you then or the light bulb moment chatting to me that you believed in that we were different or we could have helped you?
I think it was seeing other people who have worked with you. I think that was it. Like when you see results, then you're gonna obviously believe in them. And then hearing firsthand, obviously I know people that you've coached before, and hearing firsthand their experiences, that was kind of it. So I think I was already on board before the call based on word of mouth.
Yeah, got you. So we came in and I said we done things very, very differently to anything you'd done in the past. So we'll talk about the progress and results in a second, but in terms of coming in and having someone like me tell you doing polar opposite stuff to what you'd ever heard about before, what was that like initially for you at that time?
It was a shock to the system. It was everything that I was, as you said, the complete opposite of everything I've ever done. At the start, it was very hard mentally because obviously you're getting on the scales every week and it's up and up and up, not by much, like, but gradually going up and up. And then after a while, you begin, like, as I was getting heavier, I was getting into better shape and almost, well, it probably was getting leaner to some extent as well. Obviously, there was still some body fat there.
Yeah, just to even give people sort of reference to what we're sort of talking about here, I'll put photos underneath and whatnot, but like you were like that 110 pounds, like we sort of said, you didn't really have that actual fat mass problem. And in terms of, dropping another pound, 2 pounds, 3 pounds, whatever, wasn't really going to give you the desired outcome or look that you wanted at that time. And there's a lot of other people get stuck in a similar kind of trap. Similar people
Yeah.
who are in that position that don't have the overweight problem as such. So, that's just to give people reference. Whenever you're saying you gain weight, it was like, well, what was he doing with her? It was like very much like it was
It
in
was
order.
controlled.
Yeah, in order for you to improve your physique was very much like it was like a lean mass, muscle mass problem that you had, and that's what we spent a
Yeah.
lot of time focusing on. So again, you can carry on and tell us how you find going
Um,
through that kind of process.
I think as it went on, like I just loved it. Like it was just like, oh, the scales are going up, but I'm getting stronger. It's stronger than I've ever been. Probably looks heaviest it was ever, and looked the best that I ever did, even at that stage. So it was definitely probably a unique experience. But for like my mates now, when I see them saying like, "Oh, I'm eating this much," and they're all so skinny, I'm like, you can eat more and like look better. Like it's not about starving yourself anymore. So I would definitely encourage people to not always look down the fat loss route.
Yeah, tell us just before we'll talk about the results side of things, even a bit on the mental side of things, seeing scale weight
Yeah,
going up,
yeah,
dealing with that there, because there's going to be people watching this that are going to be sort of looking at this, sort of rolling their eyes, going, "That's not for me. That's not going to work." Now that you've been on both sides, you've been on the fat loss, the 12-week transformation, the keto, the booty side of things, and considering what you've now done over the last 18 months,
uh-huh.
what would you say to those kind of people that are stuck in that sort of mindset of fat loss, fat loss, fat loss?
The only way to better yourself and to better your physique is to go through that phase. If you do fit into my category, which was I wasn't fat, but I had fat and was looking to be a bit more muscular, basically. So it's not easy. It's not going to be easy, obviously, getting on the scales, but in those periods you have other goals, i.e. when you go into the gym, it's about performing. Is the weight going up? Like the gain, like the strength gains were just unbelievable, and I think that's what kept me going. Like I think the I was looking there the other day, it was like 200 kilo like hip thrust, like mad weight, like shoulder press 45, like things like that, like unbelievable. That's what kept me going.
What about
Your moves.
Yeah, got you. What about then in terms of how things changed for you, going from where you were to having a significantly higher level of body confidence? Did that carry over then into any other areas of your life then at that time?
Well, yeah. So at that this year, I got promoted. I passed the hardest exam of my life, and that was like things like that. Like I'm definitely a more confident person. I think everyone would, like in my family, would fight for that as well. Um, in terms of like stress also, because I think I was able to handle more things, because obviously you were getting over that mental challenge of the weight, but as a result I can handle more things better probably. um Definitely a lot more confident, a lot more like I can handle stress and things like that a lot better. And like now also, like before, maybe 2-3 years ago, like sitting on scales, like things like that doesn't bother me no more. Whereas previously to this, it probably, if I stood on the scales and was up a pound, it probably would have been gurning.
Yeah, so let's talk a bit about the results side of things, and we kind of split this into kind of like two phases as such, because we had pretty much like a full year, 12 months,
Yeah.
I think we've done,
Yeah.
of calories up, muscle mass going up. Talk us through that first in terms of what happened, in terms of how much body weight went up, what happened over that sort of initial first phase.
It was, the body weight went up 7 kilo, 6 kilo.
Yeah, I think just off the top of my
I think
head,
it
I
went
was
up
thinking
from
it was
like
about
49 to about 56 was the highest. So yeah, 7 kilo of absolutely amazing. The process, it was gradual, like it was completely under control. Like there was no like mad binges, and I think it was just what was going up, like 2 pounds a week, 2 pounds, a pound and a half a week we were aiming for.
yeah,
Yeah,
per
so it went
month,
up
per month
slowly.
even.
Yeah, a month, I don't know what it was. It went up quite I can't remember. That's your
What
job.
about with regards to what about because like obviously from a nutrition and calorie standpoint, like you mentioned about previously being on like 11 or 1200, like again I can't remember exact numbers off my head, maybe you can, but in terms of calorie increases across that time, like you went from like that 11, 1200 to at least there must have been times we were almost close to being treble that.
Yeah, it was. It
What
was like 2,500, 2,600 putting away easy. And then like there was like 3,000 calories towards the end, like things like that. Like
What's
you
that?
wouldn't
What's that like looking back on now, considering the restriction that you would have placed on yourself or had at that time compared to them being at a place where you're almost at treble that intake?
um it it changes, I suppose, like the relationship with food changed. Like I wasn't as like scared to like, I think it, like in previous, like I would have been scared to eat. Do you know what I mean? Like I would have like, yeah, like basically like starve myself just to like, because that's the only thing I knew. So my relationship with food definitely changed. I knew that it is better to eat more rather than less. I think that's probably the biggest thing.
Yes, we had after the initial first 12 months, and that was the main building blocks, and we spoke about that initially on the call, and nobody else had really told you about doing that. And then we went into like the fat loss side of things. You ended up doing a shoot and
Yeah.
whatnot. We pretty much ended up at a lower weight even than we started
Yeah.
off initially. Looking back on that entire process, going up and then coming back down, what was that? How much sense does that then make now, considering
It,
day
it,
one,
make,
you
it
just
makes
start
so much sense. It's literally like, I guess it's like a book of like how to grow muscle, like the whole thing. Like I as like I can do it. That's why I posted into the group there a few weeks ago. Like I'm able to do that. I have learned so much that like I have educated myself through doing it. Like I don't know. It's like the end to end process, like just amazing, I guess.
Got you, got you. I'll put the photos underneath and people will be able to sort of relate and stuff anyway to this. Overall, now looking back and being, say, in both camps, having been on the restriction, the diet plan, the transformation side of things, stuck at that point, for someone who is in that similar position to where you were, what would you say to someone who's sort of on the fence, watching these videos, looking at all the photos about thinking about coming in?
I think it's more than like you're not it's not like, I wouldn't say it's like a product. It's like it's like an education you're getting. You'll learn how to like do things. You'll change your mindset probably, which is a big thing now. And you'll be able to have a lifestyle as well, which is probably a big thing. Like I was on the road for 6 weeks of it as well, so things like that, which means you can be like totally flexible with your life and still like get into shape or achieve your goals, whatever they are. So yeah, probably for me it was like the education side of it, which was unbelievable.
Last thing then, what's your sort of fitness plans? You've now went to the CrossFit side of things. What's the plan for
Well,
2019?
that's the thing. Like I can still like that. I feel like I'm totally in control now. Like I can go and do different things and still stay in like really good shape. Um, and also like I've learned now like how I can build muscle, and if I want to cut back, then I can cut back if I want to get a bit leaner and stuff like that. So like it's given me, I'm going to say this wrong, but autonomy. Autonomy is that it? But yeah, it's given me like total control of like my lifestyle and stuff like that. So yeah, absolutely amazing.
Awesome, super. Thank you.
No problem.